What changed tonight?
No, I felt, from the beginning, we had a pop to our step. Um, we were making plays for each other. Even when we didn't make the shot, I thought the ball was moving. The guys were trying to screen, do something for each other, create action. Um, it's kind of similar to what we saw in the first 13 games. Then once we got a little bit of validation, kind of climbed back into it. Middle of the first, I thought it breathed confidence in what we were trying to do, and guys stuck with it.
Did you all get Brad the ball in some different spots tonight?
No, I mean nothing, out of the ordinary necessarily. He's going to play a lot of pick and rolls. We're going to put him in catch and shoot situations. But I thought overall the huge team win, against a tough Western Conference opponent.
How important was it for you guys? I mean, you never led more than 6, which is the final score. How important was it? Never got that big cushion, but you kept playing, kept scoring.
We got down 12 early, and we kind of got back into it. But I think it's great because we're going to be on a lot of games like that, especially late in the year. So can we weather the storm? Knowing that they're going to make a run. Keep playing the right way, even when it doesn't necessarily go as we planned. But I'm proud of them because everyone to a man stepped up.
Defensively, at the end, all they got were some really forced looks by Mitchell. What was the plan there in the last minute? Or I thought actually the last 3 minutes.
No, I thought Deni, Brad, Pope. I mean, everyone had a crack at Donovan, and he had a heck of a game. But just try to put a little bit more pressure on him. Gaff, Trez. We had to adjust our levels with his pick and rolls, so it wasn't the same look every possession. That's hard to do. You kind of get in a rhythm of, all right, this is where I'm going to be, and this is how I'm going to guard it. Being able to do that, dead ball situations and change the levels just to keep him out of a comfort zone, keep him from seeing a lot of daylight space. And he's really good when he gets downhill. Whether to score, he gets to the line, or he's great at kicking out and finding threes.
What did you see from Deni tonight?
Just another awesome defensive effort. I thought he was great. His size, his physicality. I thought he was much improved in the pick and roll. And some of that too goes to the levels at which our bigs were at, but he played with a good purpose. It didn't do too much. Let the game come to him, but I just like his aggression on the defensive end.
What was your rationale of closing out the game with Powell as opposed to say Spencer?
Yeah, no, we had the debate, and it's do you bring him back? And the group that was out there, I thought had a great synergy. They were playing hard, and I thought playing well at that time. So I just went with my gut and kept him in there. I thought Howell was impactful.
Yeah, how important was that jump ball?
Oh, it was huge.
Got that
was a huge play.
That 3 there.
We might let him jump to start the game. But no, it's just one of those plays. He's got guts, and he's fiery. He's very competitive, and he took advantage of that moment. Went to go get it, and Pope hits a incredible 3, and we needed it, but he threw one in, and it's good for that group. We've had a tough stretch. Obviously, lost 4 in a row on this trip, but coming into this game on the road, you're like, okay, it's a tough place to play, and we didn't handle it well second half in our first meeting in Washington. So to see us kind of play, close to a 48-minute game, I think that's it's really good.
You say debate, you mean you and your assistant coaches during timeouts?
Yeah. I mean, it's he's a starter for a reason, and you trust him. But you also got to read the flow, and those guys are playing well.
Chase.
Hey Wes, you guys beat them in the paint 54-30. It was your best defensive game in the paint in over a month. What was different tonight?
I mean, I thought the 1-on-1 was solid. Our pick and roll defense was improved, much improved compared to our first meeting. So I think the combination of the two, we did a better job in transition, and I think overall did a better job on the glass.
And you talked about Deni Avdija's defense. What have you thought about his offense lately? Because he's been a little bit more consistent, reaching double figures than he has been in the past.
I think some of it too is the minutes. He's showing that he can be a defensive stopper at times. He's going to stay on the floor, and he knows how to play. We know that. He's just staying aggressive. He's letting the game come to him, and when the ball finds him, he's confident enough. He'll step up, make a shot, or he's going to attack, try to find the big on the roll, or look for a kick out. He's not going to do too much, which I like.
Ava.
Wes, what did you see out of their turnovers? How uncomfortable were you guys able to make them in that regard?
Well, I think the point about being a little bit more aggressive in pick and rolls just takes away some of the space and daylight. I think most dynamic players don't want to play with two bodies in front of them. So it makes sense. When you do put two on the ball, there's obviously a hole. Somebody's going to be open. So there's a level of communication and scramble, cover mentality. But just the mix of levels, where we kind of play the game within the game, keep them guessing. So they're just not reading a steady diet and trying to pick us apart.
Correct me if I'm wrong, if you have like a different interpretation, but it seemed like Deni on defense in particular really was able to kind of set a tone. How often, I guess, do you see that from someone coming off the bench?
It doesn't happen often, but there are quite a few examples. There are different skill sets with guys. You come off the bench, you change the pace offensively, you push the ball. You can come off the bench, be a shooter. So I think it's just a good asset to have. Where he can play. He's going to change the complexion of the game. On the defensive end, and obviously he's going to get more comfortable offensively, making shots, playing off the bounce, playing in pick and rolls. It just bolsters your second unit.
Neil.
Hey, Coach, you've said before that, you're not aware of anything injury-wise with Spencer. Do you think that he's still just adjusting to playing post-surgery and just reacclimating himself to that, if that's any major change for him?
I'm not really sure. Without asking him directly, I don't know. I mean, he's not, I don't think he's a year out yet. So, to have him playing the minutes that he has, I think in itself is remarkable. So it could be just the aggregate of the season at this point through 31 games. And it does take a toll on him. We haven't had a ton of days where it's just 2 days in between. It's pretty much game day. I think we're on the tail end of 17 games in 31 days. So it's been quite the grind.
Christos.
Hello, Coach. Congratulations on the win, first of all. You mentioned the toughness and the willingness of Raul on tonight's game. That willingness represent the whole team's effort on tonight's game?
No, I think it embodied that. I thought we had the right mindset to start the game. And, obviously struggled to make shots early. They kind of jumped on us, made, I think, 6 threes in that first quarter. Got up by 12, and we were able to kind of whittle it back and make it a game. Finished the quarter on the right way, and I thought that helped us give us a little bit more momentum into that second quarter and into the half. But to your point, we set the tone defensively, I thought, and then we ratcheted it up again in the second half. So I think it's a good sign to see. And I told those guys, hopefully, we can put what we've been through, behind us and continue to play the right way and hopefully see the results that come.
And what it means for you, the way that you close the game out?
Well, anyway, it's going to be tough because we're going to find ourselves in a lot of tough games. And it's not always going to be where we're just going to take the lead and run away with it. We have to find a way to gut out, those tight wins, to execute down the stretch, get stops in a timely fashion, change up lineups, change up coverages, and do those things on the fly. I think the good teams are able to do that. If we can kind of continue with that trend and be comfortable doing that, I think, it'll help us as we go forward.
Thank you very much.
All right, Coach, I think that's it. Appreciate your time and safe travels home.
Thank you.
2 games a year, but how important was this win and to win it the way you guys want it here?
You just character. I mean, I don't know about the others. I think the others won that win too, but I just wanted that win so much. We started the road trip tough. We lost 3 games. We should have won some of them. And getting this last win on the road versus a very good Western Conference team means a lot about our team, means a lot about our players. and as bad of like a stretch we had, we managed to keep playing through and beat a very, very good team. So I'm proud of the guys.
Tell me a little bit about the defensive effort, especially at the end, how you were able to switch up coverages, especially on Mitchell there.
The coaches just trust me, the coaches trust me, the teammates trust me. I just want to say a big shout out, first of all, to the team, because it's a team defense in the end of the day. I can go through screens, under, over, chase guys, but if I don't get the right amount of help from the guys, I won't be able to make those stops. So first of all, it's a team defense, and second of all, it's just the coaches trust my defense. They want me to guard the best player every game, and I'm just taking pride of it. And I like this job. I mean, I'm trying to grow from it. I'm trying to add more to my game from it, but that's my bread and butter, and I'm doing it solid, and I like this job.
Did you do anything different at the end of the game than in the middle at the start? It looked like you guys showed some different coverages.
Yeah, we like with those good players, you gotta mix up coverages. You can't just be on a steady diet of just running the same defense, because eventually they'll pick it apart. So just be able to switch, be able to drop, be able to be up the touch. It's really important for us to mix it and be good at each and every one of those defenses, so we can switch it and make it tougher on our opponent. So that's about it.
There are moments tonight where you were guarding primarily Clarkson,
Yes.
and then there are moments tonight where you were guarding Mitchell. These are two different players. What does it mean to you that the coach?
Those are guards too.
Well,
Keep forgetting.
Yes, I know that they're guards.
Those are guards
I know
too.
they're wings, but they also have different body type, different.
Yeah. First of all, I know the personnel. Studying players, I'm watching games, I'm watching personnel, I'm watching film. I just know the tendencies, and I learned their game, and I just take pride. I take the challenge, I'm not backing off nobody. I'm not scared of anybody. And I'm doing this for my team, so,
My apologies if you covered this last year, but where did this come from? Yeah.
It's just, I've done it a couple of times this year. It's just, it means like clams. That's how our guys and that's how we define, like, when I play good defense or I lock somebody up, we just do that. So it's just a fun joke, like, in the team. So, and that's my signature after I lock somebody up.
Chase.
Hey, Deni, speaking of that, I saw Brad throw up the X late in the game. Was that to you?
Of course. What else can we throw it to?
That's fair.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of defense, I wanted to ask you about your offense. You've reached double figures the last 3 games. First time in your career you've done that. Has there been something that's allowed you to be more consistent offensively as this season has gone on?
It's just in the head. I mean, I think that I can add a lot offensively too. I mean, my game will develop. I will develop offensively, but I think I can really help the team also offensively. And my confidence is growing, and the guys trust me more offensively. And as more I play free and without overthinking about it, I'm just gonna keep helping the guys, keep helping the team offensively too. In the end of the day, so I'm just staying positive, keep my confidence up, and it's gonna be ups and downs, but I'm trying to develop my game offensively too. Sure.
Ava.
Deni, you were one of a couple guys with 7 rebounds. What was the difference this time around on the boards for you guys?
Just boxing out, being more aggressive, being there for each other. Like, when you grab a rebound, that's all the team needs to work for this. So the guy won't crush in, and the big guy Rudy, he's a great rebounder, and Gafford did, and Montrez did a great job on him, boxing him out, and let me and other guys be able to rebound better. So this is just part of the job, to be honest.
Neil.
Hey, Denny, how has been your overall adjustment to three-point shooting in the NBA, obviously through last season and up until so far this year?
My adjustment,
Yep. Has
first of
there been
all,
any?
first of all, I'm working tons of my shop, extra hours. Like people don't see it, and I struggled a little bit. In the percentage are talking different, but I'm every night or every road trip, I'm going to the arena. I'm going to the gym like every day. I'm going at night shooting. So I'm really staying consistent on my routine. And I just think that everything goes in. I believe that the next shot goes in, the next shot goes in, and I'm not gonna stop shooting. Like I believe in my shot. I'm confident in my shot, and I think it's just a matter of time till it's like gonna get consistent.
Thanks, Denny. Safe travels back.
Thank you.
Penny,
Yep,
Hey guys, switching to Hebrew, please.
of course, always.
yep, go ahead.
מה העניינים, דני?
מה קורה, פיני?
בסדר. משחק הגנתי נוסף נהדר שלך, שבו אתה תורם באמת בשני צידי המגרש. בחלק ההגנתי היית פקטור משמעותי מול שני שחקנים שכמו שאמרת מקודם הם גארדים. איך אתה לומד אותם לפני המשחק? זאת אומרת, אתה מסתכל על וידאו, אתה מגיב לפי מה שקורה, תספר לי קצת.
קודם כל, המאמנים עושים עבודה נהדרת, גם להכיר לנו את השחקנים ולהראות את איך אומרים את זה? איך אומרים טנדנסיס בעברית? איך אני אגיד את זה?
הרגלים.
כן, את ההרגלים שלהם, מה הם מעדיפים יותר, ובנוסף לזה יש לי גם מאמן אישי שעורך אקסטרה וידאו בשבילי, איך להתקיף ואיך להגן נגד הקבוצה שאני משחק. זאת אומרת שבנוסף למה שאני עושה עם הקבוצה, אני גם רואה אקסטרה וידאו אישית על כל מיני שחקנים שאולי פחות המאמנים פחות מעמיקים בהם, ואני מתעסק באיזה הרגלים הם עושים יותר טוב, פחות טוב, אז אני באמת יושב אקסטרה שעות בשביל ללמוד את כל התרגילים, את מה שהם רוצים לעשות, ובסופו של דבר כאילו אני פשוט מנסה להישאר מולם ובאמת לקחת חלק בהגנה הקבוצתית, אז
ספר גם קצת לקהל הישראלי, מה זה ה-X שאנחנו רואים אותך עושה כל הזמן, איך זה נולד, מה זה אומר?
התחלתי, זאת אומרת, כאילו ההגנה בלטה מתחילת העונה, וסתם היה כזה בדיחה קבוצתית כזה בחדר הלבשה, שאמרתי, טוב, אני צריך למצוא איזה משהו שאם אני שומר על מישהו, שאני עושה כמה עצירות כאילו ברצף, שיהיה איזה משהו כזה מצחיק או משהו כזה, אתה יודע, שיהיה לי כזה סיגנצ'ר משהו. אז אמרתי, כאילו, דיברנו עם השחקנים בחדר הלבשה, ומצאנו שזה כאילו הסימן הכי, איך שנגיד את זה, מגניב לעשות אחרי עצירה, וזה פשוט נולד, והתחלתי לעשות את זה במשחק אחד נגד יאניס, אני חושב שזה הפעם הראשונה, ואז בסוף זה כאילו פשוט תפס, אז אני המשכתי עם זה.
כן, ואז נגד ניו אורלינס, גם הלילה ראינו את ברדלי זורק לך. כן, וזה משחק שלישי ברציפות שאתה בספרות כפולות, שיא עונתי בדקות, אתה מרגיש שהפציעה קודם כל ברוך השם מאחוריך, ואתה מרגיש כאילו, איך אתה מרגיש בתור חלק מהקבוצה, גם בחלק ההגנתי, גם בחלק ההתקפי?
אני יכול להגיד לך שבחלק ההתקפי אני עדיין יודע שאני יכול כל כך הרבה, שאני יכול באמת להיות הרבה יותר אגרסיבי, גם ללכת שמאלה, גם להיות יותר יצירתי, אבל כרגע זה התפקיד שלי, וכרגע אני עושה מה שהכי טוב בשביל הקבוצה, והלחם והחמה שלי זה ההגנה, וההתקפה תגדל. אני כאילו מאמין ביכולות שלי, אני חושב שאני שחקן התקפה טוב מאוד, שגדל, שכל הזמן לומד, שיש לידו מנטורים שבאמת עוזרים לי גם להיות יותר עם ביטחון וגם לא לחשוב יותר מדי, ואני מאמין שגם עם הזמן ההגנה הזאת גם תהפוך להיות גם איזה בוסט התקפי. בסופו של דבר אני נשאר אופטימי, אני ממשיך לעבוד קשה, ממשיך לזרוק הרבה, ממשיך לעבוד על כל מה שאני צריך לעבוד, וזהו, אתה יודע, פשוט לא לחשוב יותר מדי, כמובן שיהיה עליות ומורדות בעונה, אבל אתה יודע, להישאר אופטימי ולהמשיך לשחק חזק.
כמובן, גם אנחנו מאמינים. אחלה דני.
תודה.
All right, that's all the time I got for Deni tonight. Appreciate you.
You walk me through that play when you see Howell lining up against Mitchell for the jump ball.
When I was lining up, I didn't even check the shot clock at the time. So I on the jump ball and I got it. All I heard was from the bench was butter, which means late clock. And I just turned around, looked at the clock a little bit, got separation and let it fly.
How big was that play? Going down the stretch. I mean, it was hard for you guys to shake him. I think that the largest lead you ever had was 6 points, which was the final.
It was big. That shot was big. I felt like I should have made the first two or the first three I shot. They were short. But just to see that one go through, felt good. I knew just keep shooting. I knew eventually it was gonna go through.
I know you guys play 82 of these. I get it. This is the regular season, not the playoffs. But how big was this win?
It was big.
Wow.
We really needed this win. We've been on a slippery slope, the last 10, 12 games. We really needed this win to get back to where we need to get back to. And that's just playing, our basketball and playing within ourselves and for each other.
What's the dialogue been like among players and between players and coaches since the game in Phoenix?
It's been good. We felt like we did, some great things in Phoenix. Just kind of slipped away from us. But for tonight, we kind of carried that over from film. We got right to it. Great energy to start the game, and then feel like we started the game slow. They made a couple of threes, but we didn't let it go. We kept fighting. Eventually got the lead. They didn't take the lead back until the third, maybe the fourth. So we was on our game tonight.
Defense. What are your impressions of Avdija's defense?
Very impressive. I didn't know he could sit down and defend like that, which is good. We need other guys like that. And that kind of that energy that he gave tonight kind of rubbed off on everybody. We all buckled down on defense. We always getting stops when we needed them. Brad was playing great defense tonight. We all was. The Alpha was at the rim, protecting the rim. Everybody was pitching in, and we did our job tonight.
Chase.
Hey, man, Brad's been scoring like we know he can lately. These last three games in particular, scoring 20 points, 19 points in the first half. Just what has that done for you guys as you try to get off to better starts?
I feel like it's more for him, get him in the rhythm. He's been in the rhythm the last few games. Like you said, we just want to keep him there. He's our top scorer, the one that when we need a bucket, we can look at him and go to him. But just, we just want to continue to keep his rhythm, keep him going.
Ava.
KCP, how important was it that, like you said, it wasn't like you guys were doing anything different tonight? You were running the same kind of sets and offense. Does that make a difference in the significance of this one?
Yes. I feel like tonight we ran our offense with a lot of pace. We was moving the ball. We were moving the defense from side to side, getting to the third side, and just playing. We were just playing free. Playing for each other, pulling for each other, and even when they made their runs, we stayed together. We made our runs, and we made defensive stops when we needed them. I feel like our pace on offense was tremendous tonight.
And a lot of guys have been talking about obviously how badly you guys wanted this win. How do you kind of recreate that, I guess, emotion, determination, whatever, when you're not coming off of a 4-game streak? Like who does that have to come from, I guess?
I feel like it just it should come from all of us. The leaders should step up. just to keep everybody together. But I feel like this team here, everybody has that say so in that pool, to keep everybody together.
Neil.
Hey, KCP, on that last shot, do you feel immediately that, it's going in as soon as it leaves your fingertips? And then what was the emotion afterwards? Obviously, you and Brad, dapped each other up in, emotional play.
I think all my shots are going in when I shoot them, just just to answer that question. But the celebration was excitement. We knew that was trying to make it a run, and that three, before the three, we had open looks. We missed a couple. Me, Brad, Raul, we missed like some great looks at the rim, and then once that one went through, just a relief. That we knew the game was a two possession game. All we needed was a stop and a rebound. So the excitement was already there. We knew we had to win, and we really wanted this win. So we didn't want to go home without the win. We was going to get it by any means.
Thanks, KCP. Safe travels back.
Thank you.
Last question to Christos real quick.
Hey, KCP.
Thank you.
Hey, KCP, congratulations on the win. What do you need to do as a team to build on that effort and that victory as well?
What was the question again?
What do you need to do as a team to build on that effort and that victory?
I feel like we all just need to really take this the way we play, our energy on both ends of the floor, take it to our film session. We know we're gonna watch this film, and we just carry over what we did in this game. We had some slippage, but we stayed together and we kind of fixed it throughout the game. So I feel like that was our DNA to even start the season. When we went 10-3, I feel like we just take this game right here and we build on it. As far as team camaraderie, fighting for each other, moving the ball, it's got to continue to just preach that.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, KCP.
Thank you. How good does this win feel, and how badly did your team? I know it's 182, but how badly did your team need?
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Strength and energy, focus and guidance tonight. For us, we had to. It was a must win. I think every game on this trip was kind of a must win. This is the first one that I feel like we came into confidently, knowing that we can win the game. I think a few of the other ones on the road trip, we kind of thought we could just flip on a light switch because of our opponent. And then a lot of the games we kind of let slip away defensively. Offensively, we weren't making shots. And tonight's kind of the first time we really put it together, on this road trip. We knew that until the guys before the game, nobody's going to feel sorry for us. Nobody's going to, kiss our butts. Nobody's going to, say, oh, it's okay. Nobody's going to feel bad for us or sorry for us. Only people who can get us out of this is us, these guys in the locker room. And granted, we've only won one game. We still, our schedule gets tougher. We're going to New York, play 2 tough teams. But we can build off of this in a positive way. Because we did a lot of things the right way, in which we were supposed to. Granted, Donovan had a crazy first half, but we slowed him down and we slowed their team.
Why did you feel confident coming to this one compared to other ones recently?
I noticed in shoot around we had a weird vibe. I didn't know whether it was good or bad, but we were very silent, and it was like you kind of get nervous and you're like, oh, is it are we distancing, or is it like everybody locked in on the field, it's really tough to gauge, but when we came out tonight, everybody was locked in, so I was like, okay, that's a positive, so it's a step in the right direction. We're humans, we deal with adversity, we have good days, bad days, like everybody else. Tonight we collectively understood and realized that nobody's gonna feel sorry for us, man. You know, nobody's just going to let us win games. Nobody's just going to, you know, roll the ball out and say, here, Washington, here you go. You know, we got to earn every single thing, every second of the floor. We got to earn respect. We got to earn foul calls. We got to earn points, stops. We have to earn everything. So we have the right approach tonight, and I'm happy we did.
How intense or how were the internal discussions among the team, or were they any different going into this one?
No, we didn't have a team meeting. We didn't do anything crazy. You know, I mean, it's just like kind of one of those things you're just done talking about. You know what you got to do. Go out and do your job. Do it collectively. You know, Coach says it all the time. You know, either we're all in or we're all out. Either you're with us or you're against us. You know, times of adversity, we need everybody. You know, everybody has to contribute. Everybody has to be locked in. Everybody has to root for the next man. I think we did that. I think we did that tonight against a really, really talented team. You know, they came in hungry off a tough loss last night. So you could tell by the way Donovan came out at the beginning of the game, like he was pissed off about last night. So he came out really aggressive, and their team followed suit. They came out knocking down threes, hitting shots. We stayed poised, got stops, got back in the game, controlled the game, and finished it.
Personally, what was working well for you season high tonight? Seems like you're getting back to the way you're used to playing here the last few games.
I mean, it's just being aggressive. I think I've told people over the last few weeks, like everybody kind of has this expectation of me, you know, and it's kind of my fault. I set the bar that high. But everybody kind of has this expectation of, you know, what they expect me to do, you know, how they expect me to play. But this is my team. Like I'm going to do what's best for the team, how our team needs to play. And we have a lot of guys who can shoot the ball. We have a lot of guys who are versatile, who can make plays outside of just myself. So it becomes a fine line between balancing the two, you know, when to be creative and find your teammates and be unselfish, and when to kind of be a little bit more selfish and, you know, get your team going. And for me, I know when I'm aggressive and putting pressure on the defense, it opens up everything. You know, makes guys getting shots easier, makes them, you know, being able to handle, you know, off of my penetration better. And then if I'm scoring, you know, it keeps the defense in the frenzy. So I'm just going to continue to have that mentality. You know, some shots were falling. And I've always said it at the beginning of the year, you know, it's just a matter of time before I just found my rhythm and just trust it. So.
Speaking of your teammates, how big was it for Neto to win that jump ball and tip it over to KCP?
Well, we all know it's a personal game for Neto. You know, it's always like that with a team. Team lets you go. You know, whenever you face them again, you just want to do everything in your power to crush them. And he did that. You know, he made some big shots. He always makes some crafty, tough shots. But then his physical defensive presence is what I love. I always call him Wolfman. So he's a dog at all times. And he was resilient, you know, on both ends of the floor for us tonight. You know, he's a big key to us winning, obviously. You know, he had a little extra chip on his shoulder.
Wes mentioned before the game needing to account for a lot of different defensive coverages in a team like the Jazz, and we saw that, like different blitzes and hedging and switching and pick and roll stuff. What's the deciding factor on those coverages? Is it just Wes saying like now do this, or are you guys kind of calling that out on the floor?
The biggest thing is we stick to our principles. You know, we stick to our basic defense of how we guard. And we do it until we feel like we're being highly effective. Like, granted, Donovan came out hitting some shots. So, okay, we got to make a change. You know, we do that. And I think we do that comfortably and on the fly. You know, and it's a two-way street. You know, coaches will give us some feedback and we give them, you know, what we see, what we feel on the court. You know, we make the decision from there. But, you know, with guys like Donovan, you can't just give them one or two defenses. You know, you got to trap them, you got to blitz them. You know, you got to deny the ball. You know, you got to hedge, you got to switch, you know, put bigger guys on them, put smaller, craftier guys in crowd them. You just make it, you give them different looks. You know, you can't let a scorer like that, you know, get the same dose of the same thing every time. You know, he'll manipulate it eventually. So I think we did solid. You know, granted, he had a great game, but I think we did a good job holding. Trying to.
Ava.
Brad, you mentioned shots falling, obviously, but in these past couple games for you, did anything trigger that other than being more aggressive, as you mentioned?
Nothing really triggered it. I mean, besides myself, a little self-reflection, self-evaluation, just how I can be better, ways I can help the team win and be a better leader. You know, obviously, I'm a big firm believer in leading by example too. So obviously, if I'm not producing, I can't. My teammates aren't gonna always believe in us. You know, so I got to go out and do what I do. Win, lose, or draw. I always got to stay positive. Always uplift my teammates. Be better all around. You know, for me, it was just changing my mindset of being more aggressive. That's who I am. You know, I'm a scorer. That's who I am. That's what I do. So do that to the best of my ability, all while being creative and accepting this new role that I have.
And you had a lot of big celebrations tonight, a lot of reason for big celebrations, but can you kind of describe the emotion that you were playing with?
God's blessed me tremendously in my life. And that's what I felt. I felt his joy and his peace upon me tonight. Like that's what I credit it to. It's been a rough few weeks for everybody. But he is sovereign. You know, he is forgiving. He is caring, merciful. All things we as human are sometimes. You know, so have somebody who always has your back. You know, no matter what. You can always just call on him for strength and peace, confidence. Like that's what keeps me going. That's why I play with so much joy tonight.
Chase.
Brad, you mentioned being aggressive tonight. Can you describe the dunk on Rudy Gobert?
It's funny. He blocked 2 of my shots in the first half. And it was funny, we were in the second half, we were at the free throw line. It was me, Gaff, and him. I looked at us, I'm gonna dunk on your ass for the end of the game. And he started laughing. I said, all right, I'm gonna try you. I'm not gonna, I know you might block it. I said, you're blocking too many shots tonight. I said, we gotta try you. Sure enough, Trey said a good highway screen for me. And you go up on him, you gotta try it, or you're gonna throw it right back in your face. So, I was fortunate to get him. I think I missed one against him last year, so I owed him.
All right, that's all the time we got for Brad tonight.